weird little Lego kits unfolding on a Tolkien-style map. Start with...
He stole the RR from Tolkien.
Do you think we'll get a hit for like singing it that well? What's it?
Yeah,
Strike.
Yeah, that was pitch perfect, wasn't it?
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we should probably not put that in the show.
Oh, no, probably not.
Right. Welcome to a SNEW with the Crew podcast special. What are we going to call it? Podcast of Thrones.
Game of Pods.
Game of Pods.
I like that.
There's definitely
of Thrones.
podcasts out there with all of those titles.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Yep, 7 listeners each.
Okay. So yeah, we've got on board today our very special guest, Mr. Bobbin Dixon.
Hello.
Long time no see.
Yes.
Keeping well?
Very well.
Good?
Yes.
More ink on you than last time we saw you.
Yeah, it's a good thing to reference on a podcast.
It is.
Tattoos, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
All
not
right.
Not a visual.
All right.
It's almost like when there's downtime in a tattoo studio, they just draw on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that happen?
No. There's never downtime. It's always busy.
Okay. Not been in a tattoo parlour for a long, long time. And obviously we've got...
So long that they've stopped calling them parlours.
Yeah.
Oh,
Grandad.
What do you call them now then?
Studios.
Oh, do you?
Or just the shop.
Tattoo shop.
Yeah.
Are you buying a product or a service?
Yeah. Kind of product for life. Anyway. Moving on.
Come on, the three-eyed raven. Move this podcast on. Oh.
We've got Ross Murphy as well.
Hello.
Hello. And me. Hungover Chris Quinton. Hello.
Littlefinger.
What? Littlefinger?
Yes. Littlefinger.
If you had to pick a character to be in Game of Thrones, who would it be?
Definitely wouldn't be Littlefinger.
It wouldn't, would it?
He's the worst person ever.
He's just a slimy, horrible little shit.
Go on,
but
serious
to be
question.
fair, I don't know,
Varys.
Just like, oh, hello there.
You just want to be a
I
eunuch.
have no penis.
I've got no hair and no cock, but I'm sort of the most powerful man in Westeros.
I think the only bit in Game of Thrones that genuinely made me really upset was Battle of the Bastards when the giant died. I just really liked him. I feel his pain. Yeah. He was like, oh, he's in. They've got him Winterfell. Oh, he's been shot in the face.
It was a shame, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was quite upsetting. I liked him.
I noticed the Army of the Dead's got a giant or two.
Yeah, they got a couple.
Yeah. Scary stuff.
Whoa. Let's wind it back a little bit.
Sorry.
Season 7.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
6.
You're right, okay.
Right, so 7 years ago.
Start with episode 1, season 1. Let's go.
I don't remember a lot of season 1. It's been a long time for me.
A lot of
Sean Bean's still in it.
Little fingers, sliming everyone about. Jamie's a bit of a bastard. We don't like him at this point. And then Ned gets his head chopped off. Pretty much season 1 in a nutshell.
It's scary to think. If you go back and look at pictures, I know it's a bit different for you, Bobbin, because you watched it
very recently.
Yeah. See, I didn't have... Obviously, because if people don't know, I was very late to the game. So about 7 weeks ago, I started and I watched 1 to 6 in a month. And then everyone was like, "Oh, we had like a year's wait to find out if Jon Snow was dead," and I was like, "Well, I was just like dead, alive, literally within 10 minutes, so it didn't really bother me."
Fair enough.
But now I'm understanding the pain of knowing what's going to happen. But it's not been left on that much of a cliffhanger.
No,
it has, but you know what's happened. It's not as if did they get through the wall? Oh, they have. So what's going to happen next?
That's the thing with Game of Thrones, isn't it? It's like it doesn't really do, and it never has done, real cliffhangers episode to episode, but it's done it at the end of every season instead. Well, not everyone, but yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
It means that you've got a lot of chit-chat in between, and everybody gets very much emotionally involved.
That's when the geeks come out and be like, I think I know what happened because someone once told me that someone else they know saw something on the internet. So I'm going to tell everyone that it's my theory.
The other thing it lets you do is rewatch it again.
Yeah, well, I was going to rewatch it again, and then my missus announced last night, "Oh, I've cancelled our Now TV subscription." Why have you done that? It was Game of Thrones is finished, but I wanted to watch it all again. Yeah, but that's all we watch, so it's no point paying like however much it is a month. But I would have used it. Bastards.
Could just put it on a hard drive for you.
Yeah, cheers. It's not illegal. Shh.
We've paid to watch it once.
Yeah, that's technically true.
Yeah, so I've watched it twice. I think I've watched it all twice, apart from maybe season 6. I don't think I've rewatched that.
I don't think I rewatched season 6 either, but definitely seasons 1 to 5 I watched at least twice.
Season 2
Maybe
was
3
boring.
times, actually.
Apart from episode 9, Battle of Blackwater, season 2, I almost wanted to pull the plug because it was a bit dull. Season 2,
yeah. Okay, I mean season 1 wasn't extraordinary.
But you're kind of building up to stuff, and I mean, I said to people when I started watching it, well, Sean Bean's going to die. Like, you don't know that. I do, because it's Sean Bean, so he's going to die.
Have you seen it on YouTube? There's a supercut of Sean Bean dying in everything he's
in.
Yeah. He dies in ways you don't even know. He gets drawn and quartered by like horses.
Right.
In one movie, and you're like, how? And then there's another movie, he gets run off of a cliff by a herd of cows. I'm not fucking joking.
That is a film, and I can't remember what it's called, and it was so weird. And it started off really good, so him and his wife moved to like, his wife and their daughter moved to like an idyllic little like cottage in Wales, and then the daughter like falls off a cliff and drowns. And then some bloke just appears, some Welsh farmer, who's like, I think she's gone to the realm where evil sheep go. It's like, what the fuck is... It started off quite well, and then that happened, and then that's the film where he gets pushed off a cliff.
Has he ever not died in something?
Oh, he doesn't die in National Treasure.
Does he not die in Sharp?
No, that's not a film, though, is it?
No.
No, he doesn't.
I saw a really good image of him today in 1986 on the bill.
Nice.
And he looked like a mid-80s punk in it as well, so he just looked really cool.
Nice. Now he just flogs O2 products. Good job.
Does he?
Yeah, he's been the voice
Get
of
more
O2.
from O2.
Ah.
See, Sean Bean, isn't it?
Now you say it.
Doesn't die in that.
No.
Be
right.
more dog.
Are we going to have any structure to this? Are we going to talk about the seasons in order?
Yeah.
Right, so Chris, you've read the books. Bobbin, you haven't read the books.
I've listened to the audiobooks.
They're all right.
Who reads them? Is anyone famous?
I can't remember the chap's name, but we'll cover that in other media at the end of the show.
Okay, cool.
At the other end of the podcast.
So basically, onto the no structure thing. The answer is no. There is no structure.
There is a structure. The story so far. So what's happened in season 1?
Ned's dead.
Ned's dead. Is that pretty much it?
Ned's dead, baby.
So it's
Ned's
kind of
dead.
like the rise of the Lannisters then. A bit.
Yeah, it's the the arse collapse of Robert's rebellion, isn't
Yes,
it? Like
that's
everything they've done has just fallen apart. But I think there's some argument for saying that early Thrones is better than later Thrones because a lot.
But you can't say that because it moves on. It's not like a sitcom.
It's a different show, isn't it? Totally.
Yeah, but that's
like
money and that's fan power and bigger budgets and stuff. It's what makes things better. If you look at the White Walkers in first season, they look shit.
Yeah, it's
Because
terrible.
they didn't have any money.
But yeah, budgeting issues obviously being a major factor.
I like all the Machiavellian little daggers in the kidneys that you get in the first couple of seasons. Well, everyone's manoeuvring and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's really cool things like the Lannister guy. What's his name?
Lannister
Tywin.
guy.
He's just like, he's horrible, but he's cool at the same time because he's just sort of like the boss of that.
No fucks, really. He knows
he's
what he
like,
wants to do.
I'm old school dab hand at this. Nobody alive is better than this at me, apart from maybe Tyrell lady.
Yeah.
And she's not.
We're talking about Papa Lannister, right?
Yeah.
That was his name just for his kids.
Yeah.
Papa Lannister.
Yeah.
Don't think he's
Papa
probably
Lazar.
ever been called that by his kids because they're all pretty evil in their own ways.
Yeah.
Very true.
But is he in it much? Is he in it at all? He's not in it at all in season 1. You don't see Tywin until season 2.
Okay, yeah, but you're right. But what I'm sort of talking about is that early period of.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you've got the Robert's dead, and then there's everyone's fighting over it's the war of the 3 kings, is it, or 5 kings?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
5 kings. Yeah, but as soon as kind of you get to season 3 and the Red Wedding happens, it's kind of like, the Lannisters are back in the game a little bit.
Yeah. Ah, shit, you forget Arya bloody ends up working for him, doesn't she? And he just has no idea who she is.
For
Tywin Lannister.
Arya?
Does she?
Yeah, she's... So, End of season 1.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh my God, shit! I forgot about that.
She does, yeah.
End of season 1, all the Starks basically get stuck in different places, don't they? Like Jon Snow goes to the Wall. Arya gets taken away by the guy who I don't know who he is. He's just a brother of the Night's Watch. And Sansa gets stuck with Joffrey.
Yeah, but there's also Rickon and Bran. They're like,
and they're stuck at Winterfell, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, because they leave because Theon gets up his own arse, doesn't he? And he tries to
take Winterfell.
Theon,
he's a dick.
He's the worst character. He's one of the worst characters as well, isn't he?
He's responsible for quite a lot, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's also even when he has his redemption scene in the last episode so far, he's still a dick in that.
Yeah,
Except for he hasn't got one.
Yeah, when does all that happen with Theon when he gets captured and everything? Is that season 3 or 4?
Season 4, season 5.
That's when it really starts cooking, isn't it? I think that's when it really.
Because I remember when I first watched it, I'd finished season 1 and I phoned my mate Johnny and I know he'd watched them all and I was like, I've just started Game of Thrones. He was like, oh yeah, what do you think of it? I said, I really hate Joffrey, and he was like, sorry, you've just finished season 1, yeah? I said, yeah. He said, I said, I hate him. He said, no, you don't. I said, no, I do. He said, no, you don't hate him yet. He's literally just slightly pinched your skin at the minute. And then I met Ramsay. Fucking hell.
Yeah. My God. Have we got anyone in it at the moment that we really want to die? We have. But yeah.
See what we were saying about Theon. I think he's captured by Ramsay a lot earlier than you think. He's basically spends like 4 seasons just as what's his name?
Reek.
He basically they spend either season 2 or season 3 just turning him into Reek, and he's just Reek for like 2 seasons. As well.
Yeah.
And because is it start of season 5? She turns up to rescue him.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's just like, but I can't go. Ramsay will get me.
That was like season 4, season 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was season.
I think it's the start of season 5.
I can't remember because I watched them in one massive lump, so I can't remember real seasons. But it was 2 or 3 when he takes over Winterfell, and then just gets his arse handed to him.
Yeah, see, I think it's season 2. He tries to take over Winterfell. He goes back to the Iron Islands, tries to take over Winterfell. Well, yeah, because Robb goes to war, so he gets sent to bring the Iron Islanders in.
Yeah,
and they send him back. He takes Winterfell, pretends to kill the kids, and then it's like either the end of season 2 or the start of season 3 where he just gets captured by Ramsay. Because there's that episode he gets away, doesn't he? And he's
and he thinks he's escaping.
It's just a deliberate ploy. Yeah. It's just a weird little trick.
Yeah. Let him think he's getting out. But in actual fact, what does he do? Just walk straight back into another room with him?
Completely, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think you see Roose Bolton until season 3, do you?
No.
He's got a much bigger part in the
books.
In the books, yeah. He's much more predominant than the
but there's loads of
season 3.
Everyone always says, I always look at every episode, I've always looked at like IMDb and stuff, and all the trivia is just in the books. Like in the books, the Mountain and the Hound are they're nothing characters apparently. They're not really anyone in the books.
Okay.
But obviously, see, I always think because the books, the show's now overtaken the books.
Yep.
So surely if George R. Martin writes another one to follow up, is he going to write it to coincide with the show, or is he just going to carry on as he was with the books?
He's carrying on with the plot as he's written it in his. So he's got the skeleton of a plot,
right,
all the way up until the end, which is what he's handed them for them to base the show on.
Right, got you.
So yes, but I think we'll look at season 7 in a little while, but I think you can really tell the difference between when we've had George R. Martin on board and when we've lost him for season 7.
Right.
Personally.
So he wasn't on. So what was he before, like executive producer or something?
He was, and he was writing for them.
Oh, I thought it was just written for TV by Benioff and.
No, they are.
Because it does say in the show written for TV by.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they might have written like the first season.
Because I heard that because they guessed what would happen at the end, George R. Martin said, "Free reign, crack on."
Really?
Because he put faith in them.
Right.
So they've wrote it for TV to do what they want with.
Okay.
He famously asked them. I think he asked them who they thought Jon Snow's parents were,
and they guessed it.
And they guessed it right.
Wow.
Yeah. I'd say that was a lucky guess.
That's pretty impressive, isn't it? Really, given the amount of evidence. I don't know how much evidence you might have gotten in the books, but other people came up with that theory, didn't they?
Yeah. That was the one I'd read that as a fairly solid fan theory a few years before.
That's it.
We got anywhere near finding that out.
What I find funny is that all it is now in the later seasons, or any time after season 1, or actually season 3, all the Stark kids talk about is father. None of them ever mention the mum, ever. She's never reminisced about like, oh, do you remember when mum? It's always like, no, father was stood here watching me while I was gutting a squirrel or whatever it was. They never mention the mum.
She's got a massive plot in the books.
She's Lady Stoneheart. She comes back. There's loads. Oh, another fan theory is that when Brienne and Arya were fighting in like episode 3 or 4, whatever it was, of the last season, like literally, it's just an extra. Just walks past. Someone's like, "That's her. That's Lady Stoneheart." No, I think it was just an extra in a hood.
Yeah.
But everyone just shit their pants. Any tiny thing, fans just get boners and just go straight on the internet. Oh my god, I think this happened.
No, because what they've done, I reckon, what they've done with Lady Stoneheart's character, like I think her end game for her plot point is that she kills the Freys because she's already capturing and hanging the Freys in the book.
Yeah.
Right.
So Arya's kind of done that in her place, sort of thing.
So, but how I don't understand, because obviously I haven't read the books, how she comes back as Lady Stoneheart.
She washes up. They throw in the river after they slit her throat. She washes up, and then the
Brothers Without Banners find her.
Oh,
they resurrect her.
Thoros of Myr and
Beric and all that.
Beric Dondarrion, they resurrect her, and she can't talk because her throat's been slit. But and she's been underwater for a long time, so she's all a bit gnarly,
a bit gargly.
But she so they capture Freys.
Right,
and then they're like,
and anything to do with a Frey, anyone that's ever been related to a Frey in any way, shape, or form,
she can just.
So I'm assuming in the books, Arya doesn't kill Walder Frey like she does in the show.
We haven't got
not
that far
yet.
Oh, that's not. So where's the cut off with the books
on
the
show? The books are about start of season 5. There's a weird, like, some of the stories moved at different paces.
Right, okay.
Like Daenerys' story moved further along in one season than the other ones did.
Right,
so it was out of sync with the books.
And you've got characters that are still alive in the books that are dead in the show, and vice versa as well.
Yeah.
So yes, interestingly,
I did read something that I thought was brilliant. Is that loads of like uni students in America who had read the books. When the show came out and got to season 3, they set up hidden cameras in their house to capture people's reactions during the Red Wedding.
Right.
Because there was a lot of times in that show where I genuinely like jumped up like fucking hell. Like that, I didn't see that coming. I had no idea. So that episode, I was talking to people I work with and I've said, I'm up to this point. And they were like, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just message me. Just be like, holy shit, it's happened.
Yeah.
So when they were at Caster's Keep and Stuart Mormont got... that wasn't Stuart, by the way. That was Steward. Just in case you thought I created someone else. When he got killed by all the other Night's Watch, I was like texting him, going, "Fucking hell, man! I didn't see that coming." They're like, "No, just wait a minute." I was like, "What do you mean?" And then that happened. And I was like, "Holy shit!"
I heard somebody refer to these reactions as thronegasms. Recently.
Oh my god!
Yeah, there's a video, there's a YouTube clip of like people's reactions to the Red Wedding. And some of the reactions there because people are just so invested in these characters.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god! When is it? It's the end of season 3.
It's episode 9, season 3.
Right, so it's right.
It's
that's
called
the
The
thing,
Rose of
Castamere
or something.
Reigns of
That's the
Castamere,
episode.
yeah.
That's the episode title.
So that it's really good from that point on. The Reigns of Castamere, they play it, don't they? Quite badly. The Freys do.
Yeah.
That becomes the Lannisters' theme, doesn't it? Through the rest of the show.
What does?
Like
the song, The Reigns of Castamere.
Oh, right.
The song that's played.
Got ya.
Becomes the Lannisters' theme once, mostly once Cersei goes.
Sigur Rós play it at the Purple Wedding, for instance.
It was Sigur Rós, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Purple Wedding. That's Joffrey's wedding.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. He didn't have I really wanted him to have more of a... I know it was probably from his, the point of view of the character, that it was probably quite horrible, but I really wanted him to suffer a lot more than that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That was quite quick, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit too quick. Yeah, little cunt.
There we are.
That in the book, that's brilliant because
I've heard that he rips his throat out and stuff, like proper.
No, that wedding just goes on and on and on, and Joffrey's being more and more of a cunt. Like he literally gets little people to reenact things just to piss off
Tyrion. Really?
Yeah, and so but Tyrion's just getting smashed, and then it just comes out of nowhere, and then they're like, arrest the
dwarf.
Halfling.
Halfling? It's not Lord of the Rings, but could be.
The imp.
Yeah. So I also read that the scene where Jaime and Cersei make sweet love on Joffrey's corpse, apparently in the books, is brutal. Yeah, this is what I don't
remember that bit.
Yeah, this is what
I don't know
heard.
if I've read that far, actually.
But this is, again, just people going... Yeah, in the books. Have you read the books? No, but someone said that in the books. That did you read the books? No, but someone told me. So it could be bullshit. I don't know. Give us a message. If I reckon Jonathan is listening to this.
Jonathan.
I can't remember his surname.
Oh, Greenham.
That's the one.
Hi, John.
He'll definitely be. Hi, John. I'm pretty sure that he's definitely read the books. So correct me if I'm wrong on that, please, Jonathan. Thank you.
Another JPEG to check out is somebody has post-it noted in the book, every page there's a death.
Oh, I've seen it, and it's
frankly ridiculous.
Yeah, they're all different colour coded.
Every 5 pages.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's a hell of a lot of pages across the whole of Lord of the Rings as well.
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, well, that's true. Everything I just
true.
said is a true statement.
Yeah.
But what I meant to say was Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not called Game of Thrones, is it? It's called Song of Ice and Fire.
Oh, is this...
Okay,
hey, geeks,
and then you
go
also
fuck
catch
yourself.
people out because they say a Song of Fire and Ice, and it's not that.
Around season 3 or 4, we've got the Battle of... the Battle in the Bay. What's the bay called off of King's Landing?
Blackwater.
That's
Bay. Season 2. That's episode 9, season 2.
Oh, okay, right. So something
that's what I'm saying. That's the only good thing about season 2 is that battle.
It's always episode 9.
Yeah,
it's always the cracking episode.
But that's it for season 2.
So it's like season 1, it's Sean Bean gets his head cut off. Spoiler alert. Season 2, it's Blackwater Bay.
Yeah.
Season 3, it's a Red Wedding.
Yeah.
Season 4, it is Daenerys
burning all the people
freeing
that's not the.
Doesn't it end with her walking off into the distance with all of the army and the dragons flying overhead and everything?
Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure that bit in season 4 was when she's trying to buy the bird from Hollyoaks, like all the Unsullied, and then the bloke's proper slagging her off and
and then she just
burns
set fire to it. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's it.
And then the last scene is like she's riding off on horseback and she's just got the Unsullied.
Yeah.
And then she just drops their little thing that was their whippy stuff, like not just a whip, but they're like ceremonial whip, and she just gets trampled by the Unsullied.
Yeah.
So that's season 4. Season 5 is
Death of Jon Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
season 6 is Battle of the Bastards.
No, season 5. It's not just the death of Jon Snow, isn't it? The battle on the wall
with the wildlings.
With the wildlings.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Oh, and
so Jon Snow actually dies at the end of episode.
So that's where
10,
Mance Rayder gets killed as well, is it?
Yeah.
No, Mance Rayder doesn't get killed until season 6.
All right, okay.
Because then they're sort of like that's when Stannis Baratheon turns up, and then Mance Rayder gets taken to Night's Watch place.
Yeah, and then so season 6 finishes with the battle with the season 6 episode 9 is the one with
Battle of the Bastards. That's season 6 episode 9.
Okay, we're missing one. When does the really big battle behind the wall happen? That's season 5 as well.
What do you mean behind the wall?
But when they're in the bay and they fight the White Walkers. And they have to escape by boat. That's another good.
That's season 5, is it not?
Yeah, maybe. Or does it start early in season 6? Maybe
that's Hard Home, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The episode Hard Home.
They're all quite a lot of them are directed by the same director, aren't they?
IMDb now.
Like Neil Marshall directed.
He's responsible for some very big episodes, isn't he?
Who's this guy then? Is he famous?
Neil Marshall.
Yeah.
He's just a film director. He directed Dog Soldiers.
Oh, nice.
Oh, he's doing
The Descent.
He's doing Hellboy.
What, a new one?
Yep.
Are they, what, as in a sequel, or are they rebooting
Oh,
it?
no, it's like a soft reboot.
So it's Ron Perlman or not?
Nope.
Oh, fuck off.
It's the guy that played the sheriff in Stranger Things.
Hard Home is episode 8, season 5.
Ah, okay.
Episode 9 is Dance of the Dragons. So episode 9 of season 5 is the one where Jorah comes back and he spears the guy who's trying to kill Khaleesi, because she's still like, you're banished, you fucked me over.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where... I think that's the one where Sir Barristan and Grey Worm have a big fight.
Right, yeah. And end up...
Yeah.
Barristan dies, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barristan Selmy, is that his name?
Yeah.
Episode
Watchers on the Wall, episode 4, episode 9, season 4, Watchers on the Wall. Season 4, even. Battle between the Night's Watch and the Wildling.
Yes, so stuff that what I was trying to say about the battle at Blackwater Bay.
Mm.
Do you know about Tyrion? About how he should look as a result of that battle?
He's going to have his nose cut off, isn't he?
That's right, yeah. So he should. I mean, his character in the TV show's got a scar, but in the books...
It is pretty hench, though. It's right across his face.
True. But in the books, he's literally got no nose.
Wow.
But
they all look different in the books. Can we not compare to books?
Yeah,
because we're reviewing the show, and I've not read the books. You've only listened to someone talk about the books, and you haven't read the books. So I'm going to say, what's your favourite death?
What's your favourite?
What's been your favourite death in all of Game of Thrones so far?
Two that I should have taken the most satisfaction from should have been Ramsay and Littlefinger.
My one is Ramsay Bolton's girlfriend.
Pushed off the wall.
Yeah,
that was pretty brutal. Sansa pushed her, didn't she? Was it Sansa and Theon pushed her?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think it was Theon specifically.
Yeah.
Or Reek that chucked her over. But it's that really satisfying, the sound of a melon breaking as it hits the floor.
Mate, I'll tell you who it is, because he's just the dickhead mate in the Night's Watch.
The guy with the curly hair.
The guy is just
the one that looks like the one that looks like the drunken
he just really
priest
hates
from
Jon Snow, doesn't he?
From Father Ted.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Father Jack.
Father Jack.
So when I was watching it, I said to you, season 1, I phoned my mate Johnny, and he'd rang me. I was watching episode 8, season 4. And he rang me, and there was about 1 minute and 20 seconds left. So I paused it, and it was at the point when the Viper and the Mountain were fighting. So Prince Oberyn and the Mountain. And he rang me just at the point where the Mountain was on his arse. So I paused it, picked up, and he was like, "Where are you?" I said, "Oh, I'm just the Mountain and the Viper are fighting." He was like, "Oh my God, man! Like, you think the Viper, he's like the man, and then it happens." And I was like, "What? He's just like killed the Mountain." He was like, "Shit. How long have you got left?" I was like, "A minute and 20 seconds." He's like, "Oh my God, call me back." Now I kind of had a snippet then of like a bit of a spoiler, but I still didn't see the whole Viper thing. Like, that's a good death.
That is a very good death.
I
your
liked
whole fucking head crushed like an egg.
Without wanting to talk about the book again, it gets a bit flat in places, and then occasionally a character will just turn up, and they will just chew the book up while they're in it. And Oberyn is one of those characters, and like he does in the show, he just comes in and you go, "You're just the coolest guy in the whole of this show. you so don't care about what other people think, and you're just like as gay as you are straight, and you're just a fucking badass." And then in the book, you read it, and he's in it for about 10 chapters, and you're like, "Yes, this is it. Dawn's coming. Oh, he's fucking dead."
Yeah.
And that's everyone's reaction from the show was like that, but I already knew that was coming.
I remember the board game came out at probably about season 3 or 4, and the Viper hadn't been introduced at that stage, but he was still a character in the board game. And so there was no sort of official, we hadn't had an actor or anything for him. So the picture was just like a guy with a knight's helmet on. So, yeah, it was quite strange. Anyway.
Good fact, Chris.
Yes.
Thanks for that.
That's all right.
So for my birthday, my amazing girlfriend got me Game of Thrones Monopoly.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Monopoly of Thrones.
Yeah, can't wait to get on that.
Have you not played it yet?
No, I haven't. It's still in the shrink wrap.
Do you have little castles instead of houses?
Keep it in the shrink wrap.
Yeah, they are little. They are
funny.
castles and stuff. And then all the characters, you obviously don't get a top hat and an eye, and you get like a dragon's egg and a wolf and stuff like that.
Cool. I've got Game of Thrones Risk downstairs to play at some point.
See that suits Game of Thrones more.
Yeah,
I have very strong opinions about Monopoly.
Monopoly, they have literally there's Monopoly for everything. I was in Canada the other day and there was like Sonic the Hedgehog Monopoly. Now I can understand with the Game of Thrones because there is properties and you potentially can buy stuff. But Sonic the Hedgehog, how the fuck does that work?
Well, no, I'd take that to... I fucking hate it when people go, I'm playing Star Wars Monopoly. Fuck off. What, in all of Star Wars, would you go, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to build houses and hotels. Like, in all of Game of Thrones, would you go, I'm going to build houses and hotels? Do you know the best bit is buying whatever the equivalent of the electricity and the waterworks are in Game of Thrones? No, it's not. It's only the fucking dragon, mate.
You're right.
Easy.
Yeah.
We've talked about Monopoly before.
He does get a bit hot under the collar about it.
Because it's not. I do not mean to disparage your gift in any way, but I don't think it's a very good game.
I'm looking forward to playing it because I like Monopoly, and I'm not going to go, oh, this is actually not very good because you don't actually have a hotel in Game of Thrones. I just sleep in the woods. I'm just going to play it and have some fun.
Don't tend to play Monopoly anymore because I don't think I've played it on any occasion in the last 10 years without having an argument with the people that I'm playing with.
Yeah, but that's the reason why you play it. You get people around that you think, I want to have an argument with you.
Yeah.
You go, do you want to come around and play Monopoly? Literally, as soon as they just roll the dice, like, prick. Just, what? What's Monopoly? I've got to hate you. It's the rules.
But yeah, Game of Thrones Risk, that actually really suits Game of Thrones, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'd quite like to play that because I'm a big fucking nerd.
Cool. I've not played it properly yet.
I'd Lord of the Rings Risk, and then you could get an expansion for it to make the board twice the size.
Cool.
And I sold it on eBay because it went out of print and became lots of money. Yeah.
Very cool. But
anyway, back to Game of Thrones. What were we talking about?
So I'm going to
Martell being amazing.
Yeah, I'm just going to hit you up with something.
What?
So Melisandre, Red Witch woman, without her necklace on.
Yeah.
Right? Being like all old and horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Olenna Tyrell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you with me?
Yeah.
And what's the name of the lady who got pushed through the moon door? Think Caitlin Stark's sister. What's her name?
Lysa.
So you've got those three.
Aaron.
Yeah, that's it. You've got those three. Fuck, marry, kill. Go.
Well, and it's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
You've got to fuck one of them, marry one of them, and kill one of them. Go.
Push Moondor out the moon door again.
Wow, she's not got any luck, that lad.
I'd push Moondor out the moon door. I'd sleep with the crone. Oh no, I'd marry the crone. I'd marry the crone because eventually she'll put her necklace back on. And
True.
I would just sleep with Diana Rigg because I'll just remember when she was.
I'd do that for the claim.
Lady.
I'd be like, can you put? I know you're gonna do a lot more PVC, but could you just put the suit back on, please? From the Avengers, she looked good.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Just thought I'd give a little game for Ross.
Which one's Diana Rigg, sorry?
Olenna Tyrell.
Olenna Tyrell.
Tell Cersei she knows it was me.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
She used to be attractive, did she?
She was fucking hot,
the Avengers.
man.
Oh, I see what you mean. Right. I've never actually realised that was her.
I don't mean Avengers as in
no.
Like Marvel.
Proper classic 60s Avengers,
yeah.
She's a Bond girl. If you need to put it into perspective,
she was on Her
she's
Majesty's Secret Service
Okay.
in one of the worst Bond films, but she was a Bond girl.
Is that the one where the Bond girl dies?
Majesty's Secret Service.
Yeah, she gets married. She marries.
Yeah, that's
she gets shot by Blofeld at the end.
Yeah.
That's George Lazenby. It's the one he did.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I've never connected those two.
Yeah,
never realised it.
She's not now. She looks like a melted bag of potatoes. But
no offence. If you're listening,
I would bet any money I'm going to ever earn from now until I die that Dame Diana Rigg is not going to listen to this podcast.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So there we go.
We can dream.
Fuck you, Diana Rigg.
Literally.
So polite.
Yeah, you would. So, favourite character, all in all?
The Mountain's definitely up. No, the Hound is definitely up there because of the things that come out of his mouth.
I love him. I love him because He just doesn't give it. Like, he's horrible, but he's also nice. Like, he does what he needs to do to survive, but he tried, he protected Arya, and he tried to protect Sansa, and he killed all those guys who were going to rape her, and he's genuinely all right. He just doesn't take any shit. He's a bit like me, in a way. I just like the bit when he's like, oh, you've named your sword. Lots of people name their sword lots of cunts. Like, I love it.
When him and Brienne have a little chat about Arya, and they're like proud parents.
Oh, honestly, it was like they were just. He sort of grins.
Between us, we produced a complete psychopath.
Yeah, even though it was really all the faceless men, but they pretty much had a hand in it. Yeah. But my favourite scene with the Hound, I think, is when he's in that like halfway house. Trying to get her sword back. He's like, I think I'll take 2 chickens. Like, if you don't shut your cunt mouth, I'm gonna eat every chicken in this room. Fuck, it's just brilliant. Doesn't give a shit.
Oh, when you mean he's just in the tavern,
because all the
tavern of like the tavern at the crossroads or something.
Yeah.
And the Lannisters army.
Because you're the Hound.
Lannister soldiers they're some of the worst characters in all the show, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really annoying that they're really nice at the start of season 7, isn't it?
It's really annoying me that Ed Sheeran was in it. To be honest,
they're just like they're not typical Lannister soldiers. Like there's like 3 seasons where the Lannisters are just going around the countryside going.
They're essentially the Nazis.
Our king's the king, so we're just going to be horrible, nasty little cunts.
We're allowed to rape you because, well, we work for the king. So, yeah.
They're the bits that make you. It's when you strip all the fantasy away from it, and it's a really good medieval story. They're the bits that go, "I'm glad I'm alive now, not like 500 years ago." Because you would just die for no reason. Like,
yeah, totally.
I'm reading a really good series of books at the moment that are very similar in their sort of like really heavy on the medieval and very light on the magic and very realistic as well. And you're just like, why would I plant this field of crops to stay alive? Because somebody's just going to come and burn it.
Yeah.
And then burn my wife. No, they're going to they'll rape my wife. They'll burn me after they've hung me.
Brilliant. Oh, good. That's the good bits of Game of Thrones. That's what we like. Fuck the dragons. I just want to see rape and pillage. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. Anyway, Tormund Giantsbane. He's my favourite character.
I love Tormund. What a ledge. His little episode 9. Oh, no, it wasn't 9. What was it? Like episode 6. So the one where they go beyond the wall.
Season 7.
Yeah. Oh, where he nearly dies.
But the bit of banter between him and the Hound, I loved it.
Yeah, very,
he's
very
like,
true.
Brianna fucking Tarth. It's just like when he's like, what does he say? Like, oh, you're the Hound or something. He's like, fuck off. Like, I love that. Great banter.
Are you the one they call the dog or something?
Yeah. It's like, fuck off.
Are you dog face?
What is it? Something to do with red hair and fire?
Yeah, because he says, oh, you were kissed by the fire, so was I. And he's like, you're fucking ginger. Like, fucking hate gingers.
You haven't been kissed by fire, you're just fucking ginger.
I love it. Yeah, he's not been in it as much as I would want him to be.
Can we just talk about that? How that episode's just 7 samurai? It's fucking brilliant.
It is good.
It's just like, let's just get the most ragtag. Like, I appreciate the video that people did of making it the A-Team, but they missed the whole point that it was... Somebody did like a mashup of like the A-Team and them being the
best mashup I've seen of that is literally at the point where you think they're going to die and Daenerys comes flying in. It's just near, far, wherever you are. It's fucking amazing. They've just Titanic the shit out of it. It's great.
But yeah, that ragtag bunch of degenerate people who should never hang out together. Yeah. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
The Magnificent Seven.
But the thing is, when you look at the end of episode 5, when they're leaving, there is 7 of them when they walk out the wall, right? And then when you see a shot in the next episode from an aerial view, there's like 8 of them. And then loads of them kept dying. So I counted up the tally. There was like 12 of them out there. Obviously, we only count the 7 that we actually like. But it was like, where are all these other people come from? Because they weren't there when they left. They just catch up.
Why aren't they wearing? They should be wearing red shirts, surely.
Why?
That's a Star Trek thing, isn't it?
Yeah, Star Trek.
Yeah, we're not going down that fucking road.
Why not?
Because Star Trek is fucking gash. We're not going down there.
I quite like Star Trek.
Of course you do. I'm surprised you've got a girlfriend and just had a baby. If you like Star Trek, you should technically live with your mum. But anyway, moving on.
You need to be covered in toes and cool like me.
It's a very popular thing to call irrelevant characters that die in these certain situations red shirts because of Star Trek.
Okay.
So from now on, if you ever hear anybody referred to as a red shirt, that's why.
Well, if we're not laughing Ross, we are learning, which I like. If I didn't know the reference, I'm very sorry.
That's all right.
Well, I'm not sorry.
You're
I'm
forgiven.
Not sorry. But yeah, there was a lot of that. But that episode for me was amazing. But I looked at the reviews. Loads of people hated it.
Yeah, it's true.
Proper slated it.
Quite a few people I picked up on Facebook.
And the fact that loads of people as well who watch this stuff just suddenly go, oh, I think I've worked this out. And there was a bit when John gets out of the water and he puts his sword down. And it's obviously like they've paused shots or the lighting's changed and the eye in his sword like goes from like, people are like, oh, it's blinked. His sword's like a White Walker. It's like, and literally the director just came online. He was like, just to make it clear,
it's just a drip of water.
Just a drip of water on a sword. It's like fuck off. There's a whole thing as well with the last episode that I didn't spot this, but apparently when you're looking from the Wolves' point of view at the White Walkers, they make the shape of the.
There's a symbol, isn't it?
They make the shape of the wolf. What do you call it?
What?
Symbol for the
I
start.
don't know what I watch when I watch programs where I don't see any of this.
No, I don't.
I've got a fairly good eye for detail.
Yeah.
And things like that. But I don't know. Do people just sit there with frame advancing through the whole show after they've watched it?
Yeah,
once,
it's geeks. People spot stuff. You think how many viewers they've got? People are going to like the amount of people. Someone's going to spot something. If
you're looking, if your brain gravitates towards that, what are you missing? Are you missing the dialogue? Well, they're clearly not missing.
We're the ones that are missing, surely, because there was no dialogue. It was just look at the White Walkers. Oh, look, it's the shape of a wolf sigil. But I didn't
maybe
spot
it's
it.
because we're having emotional reactions while we see these things, which is probably the aim of the whole purpose.
Yeah.
See, well, people that actually
you didn't see that the White Walkers are in the shape of a W for white and walkers.
But there's loads of shit fan theories because someone
not
else as
all
well.
White Walkers are actually white. They
Yes,
should be called blue-eyed
that's
walkers.
That's racial correctness. You've got to have a couple of black White Walkers. Anyway, a lot of these fan theories are all bullshit because someone the other day put a post up and it was like, if you look at the White Walker's necklace, he's got the same one on as Bran. So it was like this whole thing that Bran is the Night King. But then you actually look at the actual image of Bran, someone's just superimposed that necklace onto Bran.
Bit like how the Daily Mail put burqas on people.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
All the time. I was in the Daily Mail, but you would have thought I was just a Muslim lady. Anyway, moving on.
So what about the burqa you're wearing right now? Is that just...
it's just because it's cold.
Right.
And
he gets
I don't want you to
coldness.
see my face. Yeah.
So, do we want to review Season 7 as a whole?
Yes, let's.
Okay.
I can't remember what happened at the start, but I have trusty IMDb to help me out and rekindle those little memories of ours.
Just a few little... Before we crack on to Season 7, there's few other little things to remember about previous seasons. Cersei killing everybody she hates in one go.
Yeah, wow.
That was fucking amazing.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
I didn't see that coming. And my missus is still going, I can't even remember the girl. The one who was married to Tommen. What was her name?
She was a Martell.
Yeah.
No, she wasn't.
No, not a Martell.
Tyrell.
Tyrell, sorry. Alana?
Oh, what's her name in real life? Natalie Dormer. She's very pretty.
She is.
Stunning.
True.
She played Marjorie. Right, so
Marjorie
she's going.
Turner.
I think Marjorie's still alive because you didn't actually see her die. I'm sorry, she's definitely dead. I didn't like that whole High Scepter thing, the whole Sparrow thing. That I just thought it sort of come out of nowhere, and it I don't know. It was shit really. Season 6. I don't know. I thought because they're obviously that's like a subplot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shame.
I didn't like any of that.
The only good thing is we forever got that meme.
Yeah.
Now where we just see.
And I kind of really wanted I wanted Marjorie to be shamed just so I could see her naked. Because I'm sorry,
Mate,
Lena Headley, who plays
things.
Cersei, I didn't need to see your ginger muff. Like I don't.
It wasn't hers.
Good. Well, the woman who played her, you had a bad muff.
There's plenty of opportunity to see Natalie Dormer with not many clothes on in The Tudors.
Oh yeah, shit.
Have
That's
you seen
why
The
my
Tudors?
missus wanted to watch The Tudors. I think she might be gay.
The Tudors is really good, by the way. It's basically Game of Thrones, but real without dragons.
Nice.
Right.
Well, it's basically Henry VIII was Joffrey, but with twice as many wives.
Got you.
It was a very good show.
Cool,
So
Season 7. How does
Season
it kick
7.
off?
So Bran and Mira, they arrive at Castle Black. Jon and Sansa plan the defence against the Long Night. And Cersei forges new alliances. Samwell trains to be a maester. Arya gets revenge. The Hound takes shelter in a familiar place. Daenerys arrives at Westeros.
There you go. There's something I want to say about those early episodes straight away. Is the scene editing, the cuts. Did you notice at all with, like, specifically when Sam is learning to be a maester? A master. There's a bit where he's cleaning the dead pans out
the shit montage.
Yeah,
I love that.
And then it goes straight to somebody's soup.
Yeah, but they do that. There's loads of those. There's loads of those. So the whole bit when, like, Reek's penis and the sausage is a bit of that.
Oh, yeah.
There's loads of little references. Walder Frey and the pie. There's loads of things that do that in Thrones. They're cheeky.
The pie. Oh, yeah, the pie. Yeah.
What are everyone's thoughts on Samwell Tarly?
I love Sam.
Yeah, he's great.
See, my friend Ian Jones hates him so much.
Angel hates him. Angel Nutter hates Sam Tarly.
Yeah, a lot of people hate Sam Tarly. Like, Ian Jones says he would watch Game of Thrones if somebody did a cut of it where Sam Tarly didn't exist, even if it broke the plot in ways. He would enjoy it more as a show.
I don't think it would break the plot at all if he wasn't in it, to be honest.
But for the first, he still is, but he's kind of cool now. But he
annoyed me at the beginning because
he was such a coward.
He was just a twat.
He?
But his character development of him is quite good because he has grown into. He's become a good character, and we all like him because he's a bit braver now, and he's saved Gilly and all that kind of stuff, and that's kind of cool.
Brilliant comic timing as well.
He's like, even after he killed a White Walker, you're like, oh, he's still such a pussy. Gets laid on a boat. He's a dude now. Yeah. Isn't he? He's like, oh, had sex on a boat, puked. That's what he did, didn't he?
Literally vomited.
Like,
literally, when she sat, he went, oh my.
And I love that.
That's what I do every time I enter a lady. I just go, oh my. I love it.
I had no qualms with his brother and his dad getting just killed straight away. I was like, good.
They were arseholes.
They were bullies.
Someone went up to the actor, I can't remember his name, who plays Sam, and this is quite a good point. Someone just went up to him in the street and went, why are you still fat? And he went, what? He went, well, you walk everywhere. We hardly ever see you eat, but you're still fat. Why are you still fat? And he was like, this is a show with dragons and loads of weird shit, and you're questioning the fact that I'm fat. And they were like, yeah, why are you still fat? And apparently he just walked off. Right. But it's a good point. Like, why is he still fat?
They literally had to write in Lost airdrops so that the fat guy didn't get skinny.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because that's how badly written that show is.
Yeah, we're not talking about that shit show.
It's bollocks. 2 podcasts in a row now. I've told you how shit Lost is.
I think actually a really good character who we don't see enough of is what's her name? Hang on, Lyanna Mormont.
Lyanna Mormont. Which one is she? The little bear.
Yeah. She's amazing. She's like 13 and she's just like, no, fuck you, we're not doing this. Like, she's awesome.
So Tormund Giantsbane claims to have had sex with a bear, right?
Right.
Do you know about this?
No.
Okay, so this may just be a book thing, or I can't remember if it's been said in the show or not, but so there's this thing where Tormund often brags about the fact that he's had sex with a bear.
Right.
And the idea is, or the theory is, that in actual fact what he's done is he's come across the other side of the wall and slept with Little Bear's mother, I think it is.
Oh, so she could be his...
Yeah.
Oh, she's not ginger though. I think that's just a load of shit. But
now there's something specific about this. I'm struggling to remember what it is. I'll tell you what, I'll look it up. You guys keep talking.
Oh, see, there's another character who's cool but also really annoying, is Jorah.
I like Jorah, but yeah, it's just Khaleesi.
Just get over her, mate. She's like, you're old enough to be a dad.
She literally doesn't want you. Just leave her alone. He's all right, but yeah, he's not really been in it, to be fair, in season 7 as much. Like, I did like the whole thing where he got cured of grayscale. That was quite cool, and you know, Sam did it, and that was really nice. But then, yeah, it's just... I thought after that it was kind of like, because he hadn't been in it a lot, because obviously he was getting cured and he was going to have to find a cure and stuff, and I thought, oh, he's going to kick loads of ass, but he didn't really. Let's be honest, he didn't. I thought you know what I mean? I thought it'd be like Jorah time, but it wasn't, which was rubbish. Anyway,
there's that cool bit in season 1 where he just puts his armor on and protects her for that night.
Yeah, but he probably organised that night to kill her, so I think he's a bit of a prick. So episode 2 is the one at the end where you're like, oh, they're all sailing away, all the fleet are all like with Daenerys, and then like Euron just turns up and just fucks them up. That was amazing. Like that was. This incredible.
Is where it's starting to get a little bit annoying for me now because the pace is almost too quick.
Yeah, but I kind of like it because it's got everything you wanted to have done. Because in the other seasons, like the whole thing of like Varys going from like Dawn to Dragonstone, that would have taken like half a season. But it's like, oh, he's there. That's how it should be. I was fucking like Gendry. That bit was a bit shit though. Gendry like literally like run, go back to the. Oh, he's there. Oh, there's the dragons have arrived. Like that was all a little bit too quick. Like what is he? The Flash? Like Jesus.
Yeah, because it was like overnight, wasn't it? They'd only just been camped there overnight, long enough for the sea to freeze. And how fast does a raven fly? But again, there's probably people on the internet have gone, well, according to the maps of Westeros, it would take a raven 4 days to get there.
Yeah.
Are we just supposed to assume that all of the sand vipers are dead?
Yes.
That was good.
The sand snakes.
I kind of that actually is probably one of my favourite deaths because of how brutal it is. Like literally, you've got just enough chain to be able to get like an inch away, but you've just got to watch your daughter die. Like that is horrific.
Are we assuming that she's just still chained up in the black cells?
I'm assuming she's getting fed to keep her alive to make sure she watches her daughter die. Like that was so harsh. Yeah. Cersei is a badass. Like as a villain, she is just brutal. Because I kind of wasn't sure season 1 and stuff. Because I didn't know anything about it. I made sure I didn't really know anything about it. And I knew a lot of stuff because obviously you can't help but stuff sinking into your brain from Facebook. So I knew the Hodor thing was something to do with holding the door, but I didn't know how it happened. I knew certain characters are going to die, but again, I didn't know how, I didn't know when. So I didn't mind knowing someone's going to die, but I didn't want to know exactly when. But I just thought Cersei was all right. Then you get snippets of going, you're actually a fucking cunt.
What's clever, what they were able to do with a TV show that they can't do with film, is Cersei has turned into this supervillain, like proper, like supervillain, like grade A, literally evil supervillain.
Yeah,
like you have in movies and comics and stuff. But her character arc has taken her. You've gone on that journey with her. You don't go, she's just a horrible, nasty bitch for no reason.
Oh, no, yeah.
You go, you're a horrible, nasty bitch for all of these reasons.
Yeah.
Like getting sold off, basically, by your dad to marry the king, and then all your children dying after you'd already been told they were going to die.
Yeah.
Being in love with your brother and not actually being able to sleep with him.
But she kind of just gave no fucks about that in this season. Because there was a bit when someone walked in and she was just like, change the sheets. Like, she doesn't give a shit anymore. Well, she got to hide it, for everyone knows. Like, why hide it? Like, everyone knows now that the kids were theirs and she was fucking Jamie. So I kind of see her point. So I
and then and of course she went through her shame walk and everything, and it had exactly the opposite reaction to what they were expecting, didn't it?
Yeah.
It hardened her even more.
Yeah, she literally just went, I'm going to blow you all the fuck up.
How can I make sure I don't die? And then she gets her little cretin guy to go, just keep the biggest man we know alive.
Yeah.
It's like she doesn't even, like at this point, she doesn't even have her brother as her friend. She's got one little cretin man and one little giant man. She's literally a cartoon character of a supervillain.
yeah, this is true, actually. Yeah. Got a couple of henchmen and off she goes, yeah.
But she'll still kick ass. That's the thing. But she's got people that will do stuff for her, like, you know, because she's got obviously still on the promise that she's going to marry Euron. Because that was the promise, that they were going to get married.
But he must be off his head if he thinks that's ever going to happen.
Or that why would you want to marry her? Like, obviously there's reasons why, but like, oh, she's vile. But
he's
respect, vile. To be fair, respect to Lynn Headley, fucking good actress. Like, let's be honest, because she said points that she's been at Comic-Cons and people have come up to her and gone, I fucking hate you. Like, I don't want, like, there's been obviously like rows of them signing stuff and they've gone, no thanks to her, like, you're a bitch. And she was just like smiling, thinking, I'm glad I can portray a really character.
Dennis from It's Always Sunny, I just don't think I think he's that person.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Which one's Dennis?
The one who's basically the worst one out of all of them, and that's saying something. The really slimy serial killer one. Like, I'm also convinced, like,
Don't know if
people
I've
were
met him.
sad when Patrick Swayze died. In my mind, he's the paedophile in Donnie Darko, and that's him. And it's like his whole acting career was a sham, and really, he had a kiddie porn dungeon in his burnt-down mansion.
Ugh, right.
Wow. Moving on, episode 4 was the fucking episode with the dragons and the Lannisters.
Right, okay.
Like,
that is amazing. That's a good one.
That was a good episode. I think it's the shortest one, but a good one.
But they spent all the money on the battle, didn't they, really, I suppose?
Yeah.
Oh, there's another character that's got to go on the cool characters list. It's Bronn, isn't it?
Bronn of the Blackwater is a legend. I love him. He's a good egg.
He is a very good egg.
He's the type of guy. He's like, well, I'm getting paid.
You want him on your side, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. But I think like he doesn't care. He's not loyal to the Lannisters. He's loyal to them because they've promised him a castle and a wife.
That's right. Yeah.
Like if someone else went, I'll double it. He'll be like, cool, all right. I think next season he will. Because where is he now? Because last time we saw him, obviously he went off with Pod for a pint. That's only because in Jerome Flynn and Lena Headley's contract, they're not allowed in the same room together or in a scene together because they really had a bad breakup in a relationship. So he's disappeared. Jamie's fucked off at the end of the last episode.
Right.
So where's Bronn? So I reckon at some point Bronn will probably because who's his boss now?
This is the problem with season 7, and I want to bring this up as we're reviewing the season, is that because of the fact that it's moving too quickly, story arcs aren't being covered properly.
Yeah, I kind of agree on that point. Because like Bronn next season, is he just going to randomly be with Jamie?
He's not the only character that we've got issues with here, right? So, what's his name? The blacksmith? Gendry.
He's still, I'm guessing, at the wall.
But we didn't see him there.
Or is he at Winterfell? We didn't see him there. I don't know. Where the fuck is he?
Ghost.
Hang on a minute. Last episode, so Davos, he was with them, wasn't he?
Davos.
So Davos Seaworth, he was with them when they went to the Dragon
at this point,
Pit.
he's basically Jon's hand, isn't he?
Yeah, but the last time we saw Davos, he was picking up Gendry when Gendry got to the wall to say, fucking get a raven to see. So, where the fuck's Gendry? I didn't even think of that.
And Ghost.
I like
but then
I'm really missing Ghost.
Loads of the dogs, they've all.
Yeah, but at least we've had explanations for Nymeria and the super pack and all. So,
where's Lady? Did she die?
Lady
that the one that got killed,
wasn't she? Wasn't it Lady that was killed by the
Ned had to kill her. Oh, yeah, by the Freys
or
the Lannisters.
Oh yes.
No, Ned had.
No, you're right. There was a direwolf that was killed by the Freys, wasn't there?
Oh, Robb Starwolf.
That would have been Robb's. Yeah.
Robb Starwolf died. Yeah.
Where were we?
Gendry.
Oh yeah, characters that are missing.
Dario Naharis as well. He kind of that was a bit like I'll just stay here. See you later.
And it's just been forgotten. So what's he doing?
I said to
that's it.
I said to Bex, I was like, well, where is she's fucking John? But did he die, Dario? Like she was like, I think they just sort of left him behind.
Yeah.
No, she knew they couldn't be together. She broke up with him because she couldn't go to Westeros and be queen with a concubine.
I'm breaking up with you, but here's a kingdom you can have.
Nice.
It's all right, isn't it?
Good egg.
He's the only. He's not the only one because we spoke about that. Mountain has been recast, but he had quite a drastic recasting.
Massive drastic recasting.
Yeah, it must have been weird for you because you literally you went, should we watch the next episode?
Yeah, and it was a different guy.
It's not the same man.
Because I went, where's the guy who was in Deadpool and the Transporter? But apparently that's why he left to do a Transporter. What a fool. That's all I'm saying to that actor. What a fool.
I think the show's better for it though because I think.
I thought he was really good.
Is he the bad guy in Deadpool?
He's Francis in Deadpool.
Ajax.
Francis. Okay. Yeah, that's him.
And he's the guy who's just pulled out Hellboy.
He has. He's just turned down a part in the new Hellboy movie.
I don't want him to. I want Ron Perlman to be in Hellboy.
It's the guy that played the police chief in
Stranger Things.
I haven't watched that.
Watch it.
I'm sorry.
What?
Go home and watch it now.
Bloody hell!
I'm starting Vikings now. Well, continuing Vikings.
Stranger Things is fun. Yeah, it's amazing.
Is it good?
And
it's very good,
mate. You'll watch it in 2 days. Trust me.
Really?
Yeah. You'll put it on and
we better wrap this up then because I'm going to shoot off.
But yeah. So, any other issues with season 7?
Apart from the whole, like the quickness of it, I think they had to go. It's like I don't know why did they do 7 episodes? There's no reason behind it.
Well, Dan and Dave, because I'm on a first name basis. They've said this fucking thing, but they've actually released a statement that said we'd always plan to do 72 episodes. And I just think, why would you say that?
arbitrary, complete arbitrary.
That is
number out of your
literally
arse.
just to say that, because it's like people are going, why 7? Oh, we actually always planned to do this many, and they've gone, oh, that got them off our back. Nice.
While we're on the subject of there only being 7 episodes, what's this shit about the next one's not coming till March 19?
It is a possibility.
That's rubbish.
However, the actors have got their scripts, so that means that they're starting production. Basically, they have to wait until a certain amount of time to film, like they did last time. They've got to wait until winter really sets in before they can certainly start filming stuff. So
they can obviously create someone that looks like they're dead, right? Just make some snow out of CGI and just start it now.
Yeah, this is also true. But there's going to be apparently just an absolute shed load of post-production work.
I did really like, actually, the last episode when you just saw the little snowflake fall on King's Landing. Yeah. I loved that. I was like, yeah, winter is coming. It was good.
Yeah. So they've just got a lot of work to do, and whether or not they can, I'd rather wait until 2019 and have it done well, than, because I personally I'm not the biggest fan of season 7. I think for me season 7 is a little bit of a kind of, if the next season's like that as well, it might stop me from going back and watching the whole thing again in the future. Because I know that the ending's tainted.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But there's 8 episodes, season 8, and they're all like.
How many was there of this one?
7.
So there's 5, isn't there?
No,
but they're going to be 5. But they're going to be feature lengths.
I think it may be 6 episodes.
Weirdly,
IMDb, it is 6. You are right.
Yeah,
6 episodes. It's not saying any information about it. Obviously, it's just saying 6 episodes.
So they'd always said they'd do 73 episodes and whatever. But yeah.
Wow.
So the big reveal is that Jon Snow, we knew he wasn't Jon Snow.
But that wasn't a big reveal, because we already knew this.
No, but we didn't know that their marriage was legal and consummated.
No,
we did,
right.
because Gilly mentioned it in episode 4, and Sam just went, I want to go somewhere else. I don't want to look at the achievements of better men. He didn't even listen to it, and then that pissed me off about episode 7, last one with Bran, because he was like, no, I read it in a book. No, you didn't. Your missus told you over dinner, and you fucking ignored her. Why do you now suddenly remember that? That pissed me off.
It's more of an awakening for the characters, isn't it? And a bit of a kind of like, okay, now this is definitely going to get out because.
But we knew the annulment. So the whole thing really at the end was a bit weird, because you've got the whole thing of basically someone's fucking his auntie, and then someone else is telling us that he's fucking his auntie. That was a bit weird.
And at the same time, you're like, yes.
Yeah, you're kind of going, yeah. But then Targaryens.
That's normal for Targaryens, though.
She got it on with her brother in season 1. Let's be honest. Remember that they were getting it on in season 1.
Oh,
before,
were they?
Yeah.
Well, he just was creepy to her. I don't think she particularly was.
Before he sold her to the Dothraki, she was getting it on with what was his name, Viserys.
Right.
Yeah, they were like, he was fingering her or whatever, as you do.
I don't remember that.
But is the thing,
Probably
is she going to accept his lineage, his lineage?
What? Because they're not close enough.
No, but is she going to go, I wanted to be queen of Westeros, but now I'm going to have to be queen to a king?
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Is that going
But if their relationship is quite good and they're
going to be
friends,
friction from that?
No, I think that if they're both mature adults and they're friends, they'll talk about it and they'll come to a nice agreement. And she'll be like, "That's cool, I've got what I wanted. I'll be in charge, but you're like the face." And she'll just be like,
But, to be honest, it's going to be a bit hard to convince her. Like Bran and Sam just going, "That's your uncle, by the way." You're not going to turn around and go, 1, how do you know that? And 2, are you definitely sure? Because I'm really fancy him.
I'll be like, I want video footage to show what Bran used to be like, because he's gone fucking weird now. If you could see him before, he was a happy little boy. Now he's like, I'm not Bran anymore. It's just,
I'm the three-eyed dragon.
Yeah.
I love that bit where he says, where Sam comes into the room and says, "Oh, you're Bran," and he says, "No, I'm the three-eyed raven," and Sam's just kind of
No, the best bit on that, where my proper laugh when he was like, "Did you see that in one of your visions?" And he just holds up a little bit of scroll like, "No, dickhead. I'm not CCTV all the time."
Except for that is his USP, isn't it? He used CCTV all the time. And he didn't even... No, he was just being a pedantic little prick then, wasn't he? He was like, I read it in the Raven Scroll.
Yeah.
And he's not... I knew
Sometimes
it
I
already.
don't even need to warg. I just just look at stuff.
I like the way they it was a little flip on itself, and they killed Littlefinger.
That was very good, and I loved the fact that he literally, you can, if you watch it, you can pinpoint the fact at the point when he shits his pants. I
like there was an interview with the guy who plays Brandon Stark, and the three-eyed raven. he said they filmed scenes where Sansa was like, "Is Littlefinger all right, or is he a bit of a dick?" And he did his little CCTV thing.
Nice.
And he was like, and they cut it from the show, and I think it worked for dramatic effect really well. Because if you'd have known going in, I genuinely thought that they were gonna. I did think why didn't they show the conversation? But then, I agree that it worked much better, just because you were like, fucking hell, like Littlefinger's done it again. Arya's gonna get, and then they've had a chat.
The end of that scene in my head was as Littlefinger's body dropped to the floor. All the knights in the room went, "Way!"
I just like when he was like, I order you to take me back to the Vale. And they were just like, no, mate, like not a chance.
When he's like, how do you know? No, none of you there. And we're like, we got CCTV, three-eyed raven over here, mate.
I see everything now.
Oh, that's it. We've got to start a security company called Three-Eyed Raven.
Yes, we have. Done.
Amazing.
What do you sell? CCTV. We see everything, even the past.
We know what you did when you were 8.
So, overall, season 7.
I liked it.
Plenty of good, thrilling
I just wish
moments.
It was longer. They could have dragged it out a bit and still made it better.
And they could have still, everybody's travelling around the fucking country so quickly.
But then is that? I mean, but then that's only because we're used to the fact it takes ages.
Yes,
that's only because of that. Like most other shows wouldn't have that length of time of getting from anywhere.
It's always been a great thing about the show, though, is that you get to know the characters on that journey. And
but we already know the characters. You don't need to develop the characters. Yeah. I can completely see why they did it, because they've just gone, right, this needs to happen. Okay, bish bash, they're there from there, bang bang bang.
Tie up all these loose ends.
Yeah, done. And I can
level
see
playing field.
I see your point, but I can see also why they did it. But
I can see everything.
You're not the three-eyed raven. You're like the one-eyed seal. What was that noise?
The one-eyed seal.
I'm the four-legged goose. Anyway.
I'm the two-legged human. What? You mean you're exactly the same? Yes, but I've got 2 legs. No, all humans have got 2. But mine are 2 on the end of my feet.
What are you fucking talking about? Anyway,
I'm a two-legged human.
So, shall we talk about fan theories?
Yes.
Oh, let's not.
Come on.
We'll brief it. We'll do a brief it.
Go on. Right, so as the only ones that I have...
Ned Stark's not dead.
I've heard that one as well.
Really?
Yeah, that he's a faceless man.
I come up with some shit?
Did you just make that up?
Yeah.
Because I've genuinely heard that theory.
We could probably it'll put me on the spot, so I won't be able to do it.
That one of the faceless men.
I could say stupid things, and you'd be like, "Yes, there's a fan theory for that as well."
Yeah.
Okay.
I only hear him because other people tell me. Because I work at a tattoo shop, and loads of people, before I even watch Game of Thrones, people going, "There's a dragon in the wall. There's a dragon in the wall."
Yeah.
There isn't. Well, there might be, but there wasn't the other day. But
last time we looked.
I want to know as well how they got the chains around that dragon. Where did the chains come from? Who put the chains around the dragon to get it out of the water?
They're dead.
Yeah, so
doesn't matter. They can just
flop into the water, can't they? They can't swim. So how did they get the chains around the dragon?
They're under the mind control of a.
But he doesn't control metal. He's not the guy from Terminator 2.
No. But
anyway,
you give it to a zombie and you tell him to fucking just plop into the water. Off
so
he goes, sinks with the chain.
Go with your fan theory, Chris. What was it?
Right, Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Game of Thrones is set in Middle-earth several hundreds of years. Several hundreds or thousands of years later.
That's not a fan theory, that's just fucking nonsense.
There is a fan theory.
Is it your fan theory? That's ridiculous. I think that's the worst one I've ever heard.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's actually modern day Star Wars, but because it was a long time ago, the technology has
it's all been lost.
It's just lost, and now they've gone backwards. That is the worst. It's a fan theory, but I think it's the worst one I've ever heard.
Fair enough.
But I've heard some
But,
bad
you know,
ones.
you could imagine it, I suppose, if everything's sort of calmed down. And like technology being lost, like a lot of magic has disappeared and stuff. And
Mate, there weren't hardly any dragons left in the world by the time of, like, when the Lord of the Rings happened.
No, true.
Yeah. Anyway, my other one was that Bran is the Night King.
Okay, so Bran is the Night King. I quite like that. Which, you know, it could give credence to the
why and
whole...
how? Right, okay. No, put why and how.
Okay, so...
Why? How? Because he can travel wherever. So if you go back to season 1, the little old lady that's reading him stories when he's been crippled, she's saying like, oh, there was a Bran Stark that built the wall, and there was a Bran Stark that did this. And now we find out he can just go back and influence the past. He could easily have built the wall. He could have been the guy that's done loads of stuff, and he could be the White Walker, the Night King.
So, right, so the theory says that at some point he's gone back and tried to warn the Mad King that the White Walker's coming and that he needs to burn them all. And it fucks up his brain and he burns all his people instead. And so he realises that hasn't worked, so he goes back to be Bran the Builder and then builds the wall to keep the White Walkers out. But that hasn't worked either. So he goes back to warg into the body of the guy that becomes the Night King so that he can speak to the tree folk and tell them not to turn him into the first white so that it never happens in the first place. But while he's in the body, he stays there for too long and gets stuck.
There's also that thing that the Night King is an old three-eyed raven.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, to be fair.
It does. So, all Jon Snow needs to do to stop the Night King is kill Bran.
Yeah. Or there's the thing that, another theory someone said to me today was that the White Walkers are actually wanting to work with Jon Snow to kill Cersei. Why they'd want to do that, I don't know, but they want to actually help the North to defeat Cersei.
Right.
Because why did the White Walkers, in whatever season it was, why did they just stroll casually past Sam when he was sat on the grass? Why? In the snow, sorry.
True.
They didn't touch him. Is it
Dramatic
because he was unarmed? Yeah, but everyone else they've just killed or whatever.
Right.
But...
Weird question, not a fan theory, but something that irks me a little bit. Why didn't Ned just tell his wife about Jon?
Dramatic effect.
Yeah, dramatic effect.
I know he was terrified for his life.
But he wouldn't have told his wife because
his wife,
he was sworn not to say.
Horrible to him.
But she was sworn
she
not to say.
To the wall, basically.
He was sworn not to say anything because he was a Targaryen. So obviously that's
Robert would have killed him, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he could have told his wife.
If it ever got out, he would have lost his son.
Did he not trust his wife enough?
Well, obviously not.
Unbelievable. And he literally made himself look like a fucking dick as well, didn't he? But you wouldn't go off to war and then come back with a child that wasn't yours and pretend it was yours and just hope that she just forgives you. That's mental.
That is a bit mental, but it's probably easier than going, I'm going to die and so's my whole family to keep it alive from the king. Probably easier.
Very true.
Yes.
Any other fan theories kicking around? Or have they all been kind of...
They've all... But a lot of stuff that's happened has sort of trounced them to say that they're obviously not true. Yeah. So, I think the only ones left are what was just said.
We'll see, won't we, about the Night King thing?
Yeah.
Jon and Daenerys are going to have a baby.
Yeah. There's the theory that she says obviously she can't have children with a living man. That was quite clearly said, a living man. But because he's died, does that now make it possible because he's technically not a living man?
And death pays for life.
Yeah.
She's just lost a dragon.
That's true.
So, yeah. I heard that one the other day, actually. Jaime's going to kill Cersei.
Yeah, I kind of thought, I hoped and thought that would happen in the last episode, but he's definitely going to, I mean, where's he gone? He's heading up north, isn't he? He's definitely going to go to Winterfell and be like, right, sorry about everything before, let's be friends.
Do you think Jaime gets the full-blown redemption story and stays alive and marries Brienne of Tarth or something?
I think they're going to get together. There'll be a battle, and then there'll be like a bit when she's really injured, and he'll save someone, and he'll go to pick her up, and their eyes will meet, and then they'll have a little snog, like in Willow.
You don't think she'll end up with Tormund?
No.
Behave. I love that little thing that's going on.
I've seen the way she looks at me. It's like, no, no, that would never happen. because she loves Jamie. They do love each other, I think. I don't. Yeah.
She's a character that grows on you as well. A bit annoying in the first couple of.
Yeah, it pissed me off a bit. Just like I'm loyal to Caitlin Stark. Oh, fuck off, you big dyke. Just. But no, she's all right. But it's the way the writing's done. Like we all hated Jamie. We all hated the Hound. We like them now. That's good writing. Like you genuinely like characters you used to fucking hate.
Speaking of the Hound, Clegane Bowl.
Yeah, see, I get, again, obviously from the trailer, we saw a picture of what looked like the Hound, in sunlight, and was like, oh my God, he's in King's Landing. That was obviously the bit when he was killing that White Walker, but I thought it's got to happen. Him and the Mountain are going to fight, and I honestly thought it was going to happen, and it didn't, and that kind of annoyed me a little bit.
What does that bit when they talk, when he's
he said,
like,
you know who's
you
coming
know what's
for
coming
you.
for you, and just leaves it at that.
That was a bit weird.
I liked the bit in that episode as well where you just thought maybe the White Walker's dead. Yeah. Because it's quiet.
Oh, yeah,
and
true.
then it comes out and it's a great effect shot because it's like, and you're like, I knew it was in there.
Cersei did shit her pants, though, which was good.
So, yeah, will we have a face-off with the two Cleganes?
Yeah, at some point, because I think if the theory is right that the White Walkers are going to help everyone else to defeat Cersei, which I don't think will happen, but if that happens, at some point there is going to be a battle between, King's Landing and everyone else.
Yep.
And at that point, the Hound of the Mountain will have a fucking fight. Because I reckon Jamie will go up, this is my own theory, but Jamie will go up north, he'll join allegiances with them, they'll have a battle down south, and it'll get to the point where Jamie will take on Cersei, and then or the only way to get to Cersei is someone needs to kill the Hound, kill the Mountain, and the Hound will go, I'll fucking do it, and he'll just step up to the plate and take him out.
Right.
That's what I reckon.
I'm looking forward to seeing the Gold Company.
Yeah, we've not seen the Gold Company.
The Iron Banks army, isn't it? And they're old.
But are they the army, or is it just the Iron Bank just buys any army they want because they've got their own army?
They're Blackfriars, so their family, I think, were like removed or disgraced in some way, shape, or form. Right. But they had this super badass army, which they just took it away.
I don't think anyone can defeat the Dothraki. I just think that that whole bit in the last episode, when to be fair, the actor who plays Grey Worm, like what, 2 seconds of screen time? Well, nice. But anyway, they're all stood there and they just fucking plough through, just like, fucking come on. They didn't give a shit.
Very true.
I love that. They're just...
No other fan theories. That would do. What about... Have we come across...
What happened to Ilan Payne?
The actor who played him, Wilco Johnson, was just after that season diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Right, okay. He then said, because he tours, he was a guitarist in the Blockheads and Dr. Feelgood, and he said he was just going to tour.
I know. I just literally know everything about this, and I will tell you in the microphone now. Carry on.
I like music. Shut the fuck up. So he said he was going to tour until he died, and then they found a cure and they cured him. But I don't know why he's not back in it. But that's why he hasn't been in it for ages.
What was the character?
Ilan Payne. He's the guy, the bald guy who just stand there like.
Because he's
beheaded Ned Stark.
Oh,
so
right.
he's on Arya's list.
Okay.
He's the executioner, and the reason he's silent is because
he's had his tongue cut out.
Right. Okay. Cool.
For bad mouthing the king.
But not in real life.
No.
Okay.
He's a vocalist.
But he's related to Podrick, isn't he? Podrick's a pain.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to know what's going on with Hot Pie. Where's he?
Hot Pie turns up, doesn't he?
Baking,
he was turned up in season 6, but only because Arya just... There's another theory, actually, that Arya's actually dead. And
he turned up in season 7, no?
No, season 6.
You sure?
Yeah, it was season 6. Oh, no, it might have been season 7. Okay,
so
sorry.
Yeah, because that was the
cut
of the pie, wasn't it?
Oh, of course it was. Yeah, that was the soup. Yeah.
It was the grayscale to the pie.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
I love the cut as well when what's the Grey Worm is sleeping with the girl. And he's sort of going down on her. It goes to obviously use his hands. And then the next shot is somebody slipping their hand between 2 books to pull out something on a bookshelf.
That was Sam. Clever. Sorry. The other theory is that Arya's actually dead. And
it's
the girl is just taking her on.
Yeah.
Which is really plausible because there's a lot of times she said shit and you think, oh, actually, no, it must be Arya because she said stuff about Ned. But then she's always said no one was around to see it. And then there's bits she's been a bit weird. The whole bit with the dog was a bit weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see that's quite plausible.
I think if she were the waif, then Nymeria would have recognised that it wasn't Arya.
But she did a little bit. Why do you think she growled at her and stuff?
Well, I think she'd have torn her up.
Direwolf living in the wild for like 7 years.
Yeah, that's right. Probably a bit cold and pissed off. Right, Game of Thrones in other media. So there's a computer game, Ross. Did you play that?
There's two.
There's two.
I never played it.
Have you played them?
It's the one I played is the Telltale game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know the company that do those really boring games that I talk about.
They do like pointy, clicky, like clicky around. Do you remember like Monkey Island and
it's one of them.
and the Discworld game? Like you'd click to go to a certain part of the room and investigate stuff, and it's like a 3D
like
Dizzy. Yeah.
Natalie Dormer reprises her role as Marjorie Tyrell in the Bits in King Landing.
Okay.
And Ramsay Bolton is in it as well. And as you can guess, he's pretty much an arsehole in that as well.
Right.
Like he'll just like some of the episode cliffhangers, because it's in episodes, it's just like Ramsay you make a decision and go, right, I'll do this, that and that, and then Ramsay just comes and goes, no you won't, I've just put a knife through your eye.
That whole bit when he killed the White Walker girl that was then looking after Bran and stuff, when she
Wildling.
she was kind of that's what I meant, sorry, she was like on his lap and I was like, she's going to get the knife, and then he fucking just gets her in the throat. That was like, you bastard.
Nasty. So when's this Telltale game set? Any idea?
Between the seasons 4 and 5, I think.
Right, okay. Whereas
so Ramsay's Warden of the North.
Right.
The Boltons are the Wardens of the North, sorry.
Right, okay. So have you played the other computer game at all?
No.
I think it's on PS3, is it?
Yeah, I think that's a like RPG or something,
yeah,
isn't it?
That's
where
it.
somebody's a member of there's Night's Watch. Somebody's a member of the Night's Watch, I think.
Right,
Is
and
the
it's
set
before.
Yeah, I think it's a prequel. They're not. Neither of them are particularly good.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Audiobooks?
No.
I'd say give them a go.
Yeah, I'm tempted.
I think you'll find there's two different people who've read them.
Right. Okay.
They're both
read them or wrote them.
Read them. Read them. There's two different
narrators.
narrators.
Yeah. So certainly for the first, I can't remember how many I've listened to. But, it's all flipping lost. I tend to listen to audiobooks when I'm working. So in honesty, it kind of helps if either the story is quite linear and it follows one main protagonist, or the voice actor is very, very good and can pull off several different characters very, very well.
That's my dream job, by the way, if anyone's listening.
Trouble with Game of Thrones is there's a shitload of characters.
Yeah.
So if you don't really pay attention, a lot of the character voices that this guy is doing, they just sound the same, so you just get a bit lost.
But the way it's written, Bobbin, I don't know if you know, it's every character's in it, but each chapter is told from the perspective of what it will say their name.
Right.
So the chapter heading is the name of that character.
Right, got you.
And then off you go. So this is a Godfrey, and this is a this is a Jon Snow.
But isn't there like in the books? Isn't there like 5 people called Jon Snow in the books?
Oh,
so I've heard.
Don't know. But Snow is a surname that you.
So the audiobooks is literally just the book being read.
Okay,
cool. I might look into it actually.
You know why Snow is called Snow? Why
because it's a bastard name. There's like sand and rivers and yeah.
Any other media that you can think of?
Monopoly.
We've done that. You didn't like it. You slagged my girlfriend off. Move on.
Nothing personal.
Other than board games, then I suppose
you slagged off Dame Diana Rigg.
I didn't. I said I'd want to fuck her.
And you pledged your wages for the rest of your life to her if she listens to it.
Yeah, because I know that she's not going to listen to this. So can I just say for the rest of her life, because there's definitely not long left.
Ouch.
It's not ouch, she's fucking old.
If anyone out there knows of any other media, Game of Thrones related, that we obviously don't know about, perhaps you could write in and let us know. snewwiththecrew@gmail.com. Drop us a line on our Facebook page. Or, you can leave a comment on videos on YouTube and such.
How many listeners are you getting nowadays, Chris?
We are averaging about 15 a day.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's all right. Should we wrap this up then, guys?
Yes.
Let's go
I
and
hope
have some
that
dinner.
was probably the least informative Game of Thrones podcast you'll ever listen to.
We're not super geeks on it, but we are fans. If you'd like to listen to any of our other podcasts, you can simply Google search SNEW with the Crew, and you'll find loads and loads of places where you can access the show, including Sticher, Soundcloud, YouTube, Libsyn, and you can also use the podcast app on your phone, iTunes. Yeah, if you're willing to share some of those links around with your friends or something, that would be amazing as well. Leave us some reviews, that sort of thing.
Review us on iTunes, give us 5 stars, or the White Walkers will come walking the white with you, 2017.
They've done Walk the White 2017, after it'll be next year. Yeah.
Did you guys see the little GIF I made while we're here?
No.
Of my dog as a White Walker?
No.
Did you see it, Ross?
No.
Oh, nobody ever pays attention to my Facebook
No.
page.
No, we don't.
I'm going to put it on the SNEW with the Crew page anyway. Should we do a Where Can We Find You? Where can we find you, Bobbin?
Where can we find me? I'm on Instagram and I'm on Twitter, but I never go on it, so I don't bother with that.
What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is Bobbin Dixon. I've got a Facebook page, Bobbin Dixon Comedian. I'm in a band called Bobbin and the Baby Makers. And if you're really cool, you can see me at Festival on the main stage and Invaders of the Future stage and the box stage this next weekend.
And the Waverley Beer Festival.
And the Waverley Beer Festival the weekend after, where I'm hosting and playing.
Yes, good stuff.
Yes.
What are you doing at Festival?
The host, I'm introducing the bands. I'm the compere extraordinaire. Cool. Yeah.
Nice.
So I met Dick and Dom at Camp Festival. Dick loves cocaine. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Which one's a Dick and Dom?
Bogies. Probably a bit older. I'm slightly old for it, so you're well old. You won't know who they are.
No,
Dick and Dom into a bungalow.
No.
I did also meet Dave Benson Phillips, who was the guy from Get Your Own Back with a Gunge Tank. But I was so overexcited, I just went up to him and just went, Dave Benson Phillips, shook his hand and walked off. I just literally said his name to him and walked away.
Starstruck.
Yeah.
Amazing.
He was a cunt.
Hello.
He just went, and then I just walked off.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Ross, where can we find you?
You can just find me playing video games on PlayStation Network. Links in the underneath.
Down there?
Yeah, it's just rosscobaby, innit, on PlayStation Network. Come play golf or Battlefield.
Can I also say, just get me on Snapchat, Bobbin Dixon, cheers.
Oh, yeah, okay. And me, you can find me hanging out on the SNEW with the Crew Facebook page. Come and joining a chat or something. And, of course, there's my music page, Chris Quinton's Music and Things. Still doesn't have a lot on it, but, you know, I'm working towards stuff. Slowly.
Man.
I'm a busy man.
Pumping babies and ladies and walking dogs. Say ladies, right. Just lady, just the one.
Yeah,
he's not a player.
Better reiterate that. Just the one. Thank you very much for listening, folks. Say goodbye, guys.
Bon nuit. Good night.
Goodbye.
Cheerio.
Ta-ra from the north, you White Walker.
I was going to say, what would they say?
Goodbye, everybody. See you later.
They slit my throat and now I'm no longer in the show.
I do think they'd probably say something like goodbye and be safe out there with the little birdies. That was Veris, by the way.
Yes, I guess.
Yeah, that's just to make sure, because it's pretty shit.